It's time to start Act 2 today. Before I start, pardon me if my voice is horrible today. I have a pretty bad cold, and I can't guarantee I'm gonna sound the greatest. But the show must go on. So, Act 2 continued. Alright, let's start off with the elements of Act 2, Part 3. The characters entered a stage of purification. Before, when they were acting, they were impure. They were trying to figure out what was wrong. Well, now they finally entered into a stage where they're learning how to become a hero. They're shedding their faults, their weaknesses, and replacing them with strengths, or at least learn to use their weaknesses as strengths. They are now bargaining and winning. The character has come to some understanding of the strange new world that they found, enough so that they can make bargains work in their favor. This is when the character begins asserting themselves more and losing their hesitation towards things. They are able to think of how they're going to change things, and it works out for them. They have entered the warrior stage. As we talked about last time, they were awakening to it. Well, now they've actually entered that stage. Their goal is strength. Their task is courage. And their weakness is fear. The warrior, however, will compromise their principles to gain what they can. So, you're going to see them going gung-ho and maybe not doing the best things. Maybe they become a little bit dark. They're going to win, though, so they're fighting. They realize now that there's not many alternatives in the way forward. They understand the special world to the point where they know that if they don't succeed, this isn't going to end, and the only way to succeed is by defeating the antagonist in whatever way. Now, the hero is now the refined hero, and has learned to use their mistakes as opposed to being hindered by them. This is when the hero begins to shine, but be careful. You do not want to make your hero invincible. You don't want to make him Superman. You don't want to make him Mary Sue or Gary Stu. Don't run into the theatrics too headstrong, because then it's going to ruin the story. And the character is now ready to enter into the realm of the antagonist, which we will do. This one's not actually as long, so thank goodness for me today. So let's go to what's actually going on. We're in Act 2, Part 3, and the attack is successful. The character transformation is the first scene. This part is a few scenes that demonstrate a slow progress of the character changing into their role as hero. This can take place before or after the reward. And then the next part is the reward. We'll talk about that. The character has gained a reward from the ordeal, and has gained something. In Myth, this was normally some kind of weapon or item able to defeat the antagonist. This kind of is the same concept, as the character has now become armed with some type of hidden new power. Now, I'm not talking about superpowers, but I mean like some type of understanding that's going to allow them to succeed. The next part after that, which I like to put in here, is there is some action. The character has gained their weapon of choice and now goes to defeat the enemy. This normally has to do with some type of antagonist's minions or something that the antagonist holds dear, that the protagonist is able to take away. So then we enter into Act 2, Part 4. The attack is failing. You enter into Pinch Point B. They have their gains. Now it's time to make things dark again. The antagonist shows up again and demonstrates their power. This is confrontation that pushes the hero down again. They may have to retreat even. If they cause the antagonist to flee, it is only by the skin of their teeth. This is another moment where the character is shaken. Now, sometimes the character beats the antagonist, but generally, the antagonist really takes it out of the hero. And now, the antagonist's minions kind of close in. The bad guys close in on him. The hero now sees the antagonist empowered, and where their devices ruins the hero's gains, and begins destroying what is dear to the hero. The hero has to act. So even though the hero might have fled or might have been defeated, they have to pick up their stuff and go, because they've been forced to, right? And then the next part is all is lost. It appears as though everything is over, and the hero is fighting a hopeless battle, but still presses on as the warrior, because the warrior does not give up. The warrior keeps going. And now we're finally at Act 2's climax, and this is the near-death or fake ending. The character is defeated or falls from grace. The antagonist has won the battle, and now prepares their place. This is generally when the character surrenders or flees. So, we have looked at the end of Act 2. The next part is Act 3, but we're not going to talk about that today. Act 3 we'll talk about tomorrow, and then we'll be able to work on a little bit more of our outline. You know, we'll have the understanding of the whole story. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for putting up with my horrible voice and my wheezing and all that bullshit. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah. Let's keep on going. Right on, guys.